Hey guys, welcome back to Wise Kracks. Bill Krackomberger here in the home studio. Randy is in Connecticut, I believe, still doing his stealing, and John
Colorado.
is Colorado. What did I say? Connecticut? Oh, I don't know. Because
State I've never been to.
yeah. Okay, sorry. I was
I
trying to
gotta make
hide.
it there someday.
I was trying to hide this hustle. Now you look what you did.
Yeah.
All right. And John is somewhere in. John, are you still in county jail, or you got someone bail you out?
No, I'm
There he
out. I'm
is.
out.
All right. Good man. It's a tough jail.
I'm at the
Uh,
Durango.
nice. Look, it's so nice there. Even though
It
they don't
really
let me
is.
bet, let me tell you, what a nice casino, what a nice sports book. It's really a cool joint over there. I was playing that 71, and then I played a combo of 70 and 47. One has to hit, must hit by 50. I hit them both. Um, I cannot believe I was there for an hour. I cannot believe all the hustlers now. There's so many more that they were. I'll just tell you, it was Paris. So it's Paris. I don't know what happened.
Oh,
It's a Tuesday
dude,
night. Tuesday night.
dude.
Where do they come from?
Uh, Paris and Horseshoe, because they connect right
Yeah,
underground.
yeah.
Uh, Pimps and hookers galore.
A hooker came up to me. A hooker.
Yeah,
She was a little tough though. She basically looked
yeah,
like she looked like
yeah,
me with a wig. She was tough. Anyway,
yeah.
yeah. Well, I'm just saying.
I
It
thought it
is
was
what
only
it is.
during World Series. I thought it was only during WSOP
Listen,
because I
Hooker
see
came
them.
and
But
sat. She sat right next to me. She said, "What's up, big guy?"
yeah,
I wanted to say nothing much. What's up, big girl? Like I didn't, but I did. Like she and she was nice. She was actually nice. She's from Ohio. At least that's her story. But
yeah.
anyway, yeah. So we got rid of her pretty quick. Um, but I had $500 in the machine. There's all they're no dummies. They're smart.
Right.
But I was shocked. I didn't even. I guess I am so naive to this. I did not know she was a hooker at first. I thought she was a lady sitting down at the machine. I didn't really know she was in blue jeans, and she was a bigger girl. Like I said, and that doesn't not that, listen. It doesn't mean that I'm not saying that, but I just didn't. It's different now. There's no one, the high heel, the high boots, and and
No,
the
they
short
have to blend in
skirts.
now. They try to fly under the radar now, so they
Yeah.
don't get thrown out.
So I seen her, but I seen more like pimp types. I wasn't going to say that. I
Yeah,
wasn't going to go there. But you're
yeah.
John's right. But the hustlers, by the way, it's Randy. This is going to be unbelievable. It's European hustlers.
Mhm.
Whoa.
European. There was so many of them. Like, yeah, there was so many guys that one even come up to me. He said, "Hey, Bill, I appreciate everything you do. I love your stuff." That's funny because I was over at the casino where John is. I went with John to dinner, and my wife was freaked out about this. I went with John to dinner, and I'm not John. I'm sorry. I went to my wife to dinner over at John's place, Durango, and this 6'9". If you guys ever watched The Sopranos, it reminds me of the guy that was in the woods with Paulie and Christopher, the big Russian guy. Um, he comes up to me, and I tried to move around him, and he moved in front of me. He goes, "You Crackman." I said, "Hi, how are you?" And I looked up at him, and I was like, "Do you play for a basketball team?" Like I said, "How tall are you?" And he's like 6'9". He goes, "I used to be 6'10". I'm 6'9" now. I said, "Oh, it's very nice to meet you." He goes, "Yeah, I watch your show. I watch your show downtown." He's from Chicago, and just a really nice man. But the only problem where my wife got a little freaked out, he goes, "Let's have drink." And I was like, "I'm going to the dinner with my wife." And then I thought about it. That's rude in certain cultures. I said, "Come on, let's go to the bar." My wife's like, "What are you doing? Are you crazy? What do you mean go to the bar?" I was like, "Come on." I was like, and I got a soda water with a lime. He goes, "You're not drinking?" I was like, "Do I have to?" So I will have a shot of something with you. I don't care. Let's screw it. But I didn't do it. He goes, "No." And we had a toast. We had a drink. He refused to let me pay. I tried to pay. He refused. He goes, "No, drink me on me." He just and I'm not making fun of any accent. Trust me, he was a sweetheart of a guy. I don't even know where he was from, but where he's from, they kill people. I could just tell you that. He had his
Only Eastern
knuckles.
European to me.
His four knuckles were tattooed, and his other knuckles were like blistered or something. I mean, he
Oh,
he And then he asked to take a picture. And it's funny because she was trying to take a picture of the right. He's like, no, give me a camera. Give me the camera. So, yes, sir. Here you go. And he took a picture from up here, which made us both look level. I mean, he's used to taking pictures with, not that I'm sure, I'm 5'11", I'm 6 foot tall. He's used to taking pictures with people to make him look, that's how much of a sweetheart of a guy he was. He wanted to take a picture to make us both look in the picture not as big. Just a sweetheart of a guy. But these things happen, these interactions happen all the time to me, and then he's like, I'm in Chicago, but take my number. And my wife is freaking out. She doesn't even know this happens sometimes,
Right,
so I
right.
did. I did. I took his number, and I don't know. He wants
She
to be
doesn't
private.
understand the gambling culture, right?
No.
Like she doesn't get like the.
She's like, Bill, he said take the number because he wants to be your security or something. Security for what? I don't know. Like he was like, who are you with? That's why. Anyway, I'm not gonna get into it anymore. I've said enough. I'm not. And by the way, don't even hit me with any of that. I'm making fun of somebody's accent. Just unfollow me if you think I'm doing that. Trust me. My family had accents. My father, my grandfather had a big European accent. And my mother's father, they spoke Italian. They didn't even hardly speak any English. We spoke Hungarian when we were kids. And they were some of the most loving people. That's amazing, right? So I grew up with Italians from the Bronx. My mother's side, my father's side was Hungarian from Hungary, right from the boat. And they came to Ellis Island, didn't speak any English. My name was changed at Ellis Island. It wasn't Krackomberger. It was a P. There was an R. There was a G. It was Pergeel. There was an L. Pergel. They just said Krackomberger next. But yeah, so they were the most loving. I was closer to my grandparents on my father's side than my mother's side. I really was. But I don't want to talk about old fashioned. People get bored with that stuff. I'm a big family guy, though. I'll just tell you that. So anyway, I seen those guys over there, seen that guy, but he wasn't a slot player. He was a sports player, that guy. So this guy put up a tweet. He played 6 hours, averaging $115 a flamingo for 6 hours. He tried to get 2 coffees at Starbucks, and they told him he didn't have enough credit. He didn't have enough points. I'm tired of this. So I said, what the F is going on? And one response was great by this guy, Max Winters. Vegas casinos don't want loyal guests these days. It's insane how they treat regular players these days. They hate us sports bettors, and now the pit and slot players are being targeted. Bad enough they get $12 from you at the ATM. No, he is absolutely right. I just love what he said as a response. I actually texted him instead of kind of use your tweet. There is just something going on here where even comps, years ago, it was like subjective to who, you were in front of a floor person, a pit boss, or now these pit bosses can't even write comps. They have to go by the computer and percentage of Theo. And by the way, they have to call a host sometimes to get a $50 comp. They don't have the authority to do it. I mean, it's just out of control. Nobody in these pits have authority to write comps anymore. I just don't know what's going on. It's so different than what it was. And then, it's funny. I went and got a check from a casino. I cashed some Super Bowl prop tickets, and I went and got a check from the casino. I took their chips from the sports book. They give you chips. You have to go to the cage. I go to the cage, and I said, you know what? Let me have a check for that. And they we have to call a manager from the casino. I said, okay. It was an old casino, too. It wasn't one of the newer places. It wasn't one of the places that were the casino's 20 plus years old. The guy comes over he opens the door. I could just see he was just nasty. He was just one of those antiques.
Antique.
And, he's an antique.
I knew that was
coming. He comes
coming.
in. He's got a $69 JCPenney suit on. He jumps in front of me, goes to the counter, signs the thing, and scowls. Now, this is after I said hello. He didn't say nothing back to me. He doesn't know me, by the way. He just scowls that somebody won. He writes the thing. He signs the thing. And I said, man, it's amazing all the people that steal paychecks in here. There's a lot of people stealing paychecks in this place. And he walked out. He has to know I'm talking about him. It's him, me, and the person at the cage, at the VIP cage. I don't take no shit from a lot of people. And throw me out, ban me from the property. Just be nice, though. Be nice. You don't know. Does everyone supposed to lose? Is everyone supposed to lose? I'll just tell you that. Literally, in some of these people's mind, especially the older mentality, everyone's supposed to be a sucker. Everyone's supposed to lose. Casino managers citywide still feel that way. People up in the offices that have to answer, people down on the floor have to answer to people up in the offices that have no college, that have a college degree and no gambling skills. It's got to be tough for these sports books that book sports, and if they have a losing day, someone up in an office with a Boston college degree on the wall that's never gambled before, I said, well, how did that happen? With his little suitcase and running out of the casino at night, not answering any questions. But this guy is the perfect example of a guy that should be gone or out of the business, out.
Bill, will you explain to the people watching why you wanted a check? Or would you rather not?
No, I don't care. I think
a lot of people would be curious.
It's the end of the season. It's the end of the season. I keep a lot of money in my apps throughout the season. The end of the season, I don't need giant money in my apps. Let me just tell this guy, call you right back. I don't need giant money in my apps when the season's over. When the football season's over, there's no props to play. There's maybe, and to be real blunt, this place doesn't have a good baseball lines. I need 10-cent baseball lines if I'm playing, or 12-cent. I need to have a good break on baseball. There's no reason to keep, $50,000 in the sports book. There's just no reason to keep it. But however, when they're taking 1,000 on props, 3,000 on totals on Mondays, then you need it. But at the end of the season, I just grabbed like 4 checks. After the Super Bowl's over, I grabbed 2, and then I grabbed 3 checks, and I grabbed 1 this week. That's the only reason why. Why you ask? Think I'm doing something shady, John? I mean,
no. I'm thinking that the viewers sometimes they might not understand all that stuff.
Well, I just get a check because it's a good amount of money that I don't take money out the whole season. I haven't taken money out literally since last season. I'll be blunt. The Westgate cut me a 6-figure check last year. I mean, at the end of the season,
you're not the average. You're not the average bettor, because most people, when they're betting, if they win, they have a good week. They want that money immediately. You're leaving it in.
I need it.
Bankroll.
I need it for Super Bowl props. I mean,
and for the viewers, and for the viewers too, these out of Nevada apps, the other states, the legal gambling states that have these apps. Most of the time you can't take a check. You either got to do a bank deposit or a PayPal. So,
and I would love to do that. It saves me a step. Where do you think the check went? Went to the bank. I mean, listen. And to be honest, here we are. What's the date here? The 8th? No, the 5th. I don't know what day we are. You see how this time of the year? It doesn't. But yeah, so I'll be making a quarterly payment to the government here in a couple of days. So I need the money in the bank. But I have no problem putting cash in the bank either. Even if it's over 10,000, I don't care. I don't care about stuff like that. I pay tax on this stuff. So you have to justify my lifestyle and my living, what I do. So anyway, but even I understand John said something good just there. When the games are over, you ever notice, like even South Point, the local casinos, they're lining up for their money. By the way, they're going to bet the late game. They're going to bet the night game. They just want to touch their money. They want to touch and feel it. Go sit down, get the paper out, and it's the last game of the night. Let's fire. Go back up to the counter. Like an hour later, could have just used that ticket to bet with. No, touch your money. And
you didn't feel like you won.
The Super Bowl at Circa, there must have been 200 people in line at least.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
I mean,
but that's because they were cashing
outrageous.
End of the season. God bless them. I listen. Our people too. Great responses in the chats, guys. People really love you guys. We got a couple of responses to Randy. Please wear a hat, and you did. Good job, Randy. Anyway, yeah. So there you go. The Masters is coming up. I'm going to have a new Masters hat for you. I'm going down. We're going to have a guest on here too today. All right, listen, guys. What do you guys get to talk about? I am sorry. I have 10 more things. We'll just do it for next.
No,
show.
You're fine.
John,
I got two quick items. Shout out to my buddy Officer Sal. He just retired about a month ago after maybe 20-something years as a Metro police officer.
God bless him.
God bless him. He told me something that I don't believe. I need one of you or both of you to confirm this. He claims the best steakhouse in Las Vegas is at Circus.
I knew you were going to say it.
Come on.
No, I knew you were going to say it. The old timers the old timers love. Not that he's an old timer; he's probably younger than me. But anyone that's been in town 27 years, 30 years, they're going to say circus, circus. And isn't that funny how I said that? We haven't talked about it.
I can't even believe it. I can't even believe it.
Well, I'll take it a step further.
I think it's called the Steakhouse. Is that what it's called?
The Steakhouse. Yep. Take it a step further. I was just there about 2 months ago. I haven't been there in 10 years. Holy moly. I couldn't believe how good it was again. And plus the same maitre d' from when I lived in Jersey, still there, Ronnie. He's there on the weekends. He's been there like 38 years. So like, what? 38 years. Same maitre d'. Place is unbelievable.
I used to tip Ron when I used to go in there.
Oh, you know Ron?
Oh, yeah.
You tipped him? Do you have any photos of the tip? No? Okay, good.
I'm shocked right now. I'm in absolute shock right now. Okay, I got
best black bean soup you'll ever have is that.
And the best mushroom. You're right. Soup's great. Those mushrooms, side of mushroom, and the steak prepared right in front of you. The steak isn't the kitchen is in the middle of the place. Like right below the bar, sitting where the diners are, they're cooking your steak, fire up in the air. Yeah. Let me tell you something.
Last of the open grill, I think.
I love the place. Thanks, John, for saying that. What else you got?
I can't even believe that. All right, I got one more. My friend Mish lives in Los Angeles, and she wants to know from you, Bill, where do you get the best lasagna in Las Vegas? Do you know?
Wow.
What do you got? What do you got?
Boy. You know, I'm tough on Italian food. How about, we're secretly going tonight maybe to the Italian American Club, John and I, because his dad's going to be there. They have the best veal parmesan. So I'm trying to, I don't think I got lasagna. Okay. My buddy got shells. My buddy got the shells, which has the same ricotta cheese in it. He loved it. So that could be the Italian American Club where we're going tonight. I like that old school joint. Tuscany up on Eastern. They're local places, guys. I'm not going on the strip. I got to go to mom and pop joints. So there's two of them right there that I would say. Randy, any good Italian you know of in town?
Yeah, not really Italian for me. In the casinos, I can't think of a really good Italian.
Me either.
Who's out the M is okay, but it's that's
yeah. Oh, I wouldn't put that in there. MGM, not BetMGM. MGM Casino had a good Italian spot. I was there. I can't think of the name of the restaurant, but MGM had a good Italian spot. I was there recently. Hey, Randy, where did you want to take people for some March Madness advice? What do you got for them?
Well, just that the lines get tougher this time of year, and you can probably vouch for that. Maybe your unit size goes down a little bit. Or like last night, we had a game, Arizona State, we had it right around 15-16, and it went up to 18 and a half. We pressed it and got home. So just if you're just talking about unit sizing, if you got a bet that you really like, then you could jump up a unit. And if you don't get the number you really don't like, maybe a half unit on it. Just talking about using common sense a little bit during March Madness with all these games, and these lines are tougher. These tournament games are usually tougher line gamed, except for maybe some of these smaller conferences.
Yeah, Randy, what Randy's saying is correct. I'll bet first round probably the same unit size, but second, third round I slow down big time, and I'll bet some unique type of bets, which we'll talk about next week.
Also look for promotions too, like South Point's going to have -105, Juice, probably Westgate as well. And
wow, I didn't know that.
These apps definitely, they have all kinds of bracket challenges and that kind of thing.
Look for the freebies,
extra bucks there. So, and they'll give you bonus bets, and like we talked about last week, use your bonus bet maybe on a nice future, get yourself a juicy payout. And John would like that.
Yeah, no, that's a good idea. What you just said, I forgot that all of these freebie contests. Last week I had a company that I do some things with. They said, "Hey, Bill, we're giving out $600 free today to people on Twitter." I was like, "What?" He goes, "Yeah, we're doing a slot tournament. If you want to promote it for us, no, you don't have to sign up for anything. You have to put no money in. Of course, it's a free roll. Here's $600. I mean, it was like $200 to the winner or something. Why not do it? It's free. You never have to play again. Just play. To be real blunt, just keep on playing the bonuses and sign out. That's fine." So Let's talk about before we have a guest today. Let's talk about our sponsor first, heritagesports.eu. I want to see what they have there. I mean, they have 100% free play sign up bonus. I mean, these bonuses on top of bonuses, it's just amazing. Reduced juice and a free play sign up bonus. heritagesports.eu. Go there for that. You get a 50% free play bonus on your reload too. So if you're already an existing customer, they'll even give you, and they have that free contest, March Madness free bracket contest. Exactly what you should be doing.
Definitely do that one.
There's a free contest. You don't even have to, and to make some money. So they had cash back. The 100% free play sign up bonus is ridiculous with reduced juice. heritagesports.eu, been around a long time. We have a guest. Let me tell you about our guest. So I went down to, well, you know what? Let's bring him on and we'll talk about it. He's one of the biggest sellers in the world of Masters tickets. Let's bring him on. So our guest here, we have a great guest, a friend of mine for years, Marcus Burnell. Marcus is one of the largest sellers, if not the largest, of Masters tickets. And he's got a place there in Augusta I've been to. And when you go with Marcus, you get everything. I mean, a hotel, tickets. He even has scooter rentals now, where he rents scooters, which you need for the Masters. So the Azalea House is the place where that's like the home grounds there. Marcus, am I correct? Want to talk for yourself?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we got the scooters for the Crack, man, a couple of years ago, and and some other clients, and it worked out great. Yeah, we've been there since 1997. We sort of lucked in, showed up when the great Tiger Woods, won his first tournament. He was there a couple years before that, but that's sort of the first year that the world. That's the first year that the Masters ticket really took off, really blew up, like the Michael Jordan effect of a ticket, right?
I got you. And now, what is your site? I said Azalea House, but is it golfticketsaugusta.com? Where can people check out what you have available?
We have two sites. The azaleahouse.com is the the main site. That's where the ticket collection is and things like that. And then we also have a satellite Golf Tickets Augusta office there in Augusta that we do as well.
So let me ask you something. Like, why go through you, Marcus? Why would someone find you compared to eBay? Or, by the way, I don't know if you can even find tickets on eBay or one of the other sites. Why go through you? Obviously, the trust factor. You've been there for years. You have many homes there, and do you actually rent out your houses too? You own a couple of houses there. You rent them out too, am I right?
We do. Mostly we use those for staff the week of, and we all stay kind of together in right there across the street from Augusta National. We've got a series of homes there, and mostly for staff, but yeah, we have rented them for sure. And then I guess the thing that kind of, the Masters is sort of a unique, obviously, event. Different than most with the way the ticket is and things like that. But I think the biggest thing that sets us apart from like StubHub or Vivid Seats or TickPick or Vivid, those the big obviously they're hedge funds. That's one difference. But the big difference is like we answer the phone. I answer the telephone. Customer service, and in this event, people have questions. They plan that. So, okay, I think we want to go to the Masters. How do we do it? Well, then they get on and they got to get a flight. They got to get a hotel. Then they got to get tickets. And a lot of times it's a gal doing it for her husband for some special gift or like taking dad to the Masters, it's something that they've always wanted to do. So with that, there's a lot of planning. So it's sort of a process, and we found that answering the telephone, helping them through that whole process, explaining it, that's what sets us apart from the other internet sales.
Are you at liberty to say how many tickets you usually sell during a Masters or no?
Yeah, I mean, I mean, I don't think that that's like the most important thing. I think the important thing is that our reputation since 1997 is impeccable, and anything that we do sell, we have for them, and it's there, and it's not a scam or anything like that.
I've seen it. They're lined up. They're lined up to buy tickets and get their packages and deals. And I mean, the hotel rooms there, the Motel 6 was $500 a night. It's just a little town. It's surprised. I got to be honest with you, Marcus. It actually surprised me. I was expecting this giant event, this beautiful big town. It's a little town where they can't get into none of the little restaurants and just I didn't expect that, but I didn't expect all the walking. I'm so glad I got the cart because those hills and stuff, that's unbelievable what they have going on there. But they have some good bargains too. I love the food. You can still get what's the pimento sandwich for like $2, $1.50. You know, the things they had were real cheap. And the gift shop, that is an event. People like myself just go there for the gift shop. And you get too caught up. You keep on buying stuff you don't need. I have stuff in my closet right now. Right now, in my closet, I have a pile of things that I bought that I still haven't given away to anybody yet. So, and I got to get Randy a hat this year. That's all I got.
Yeah,
my only thing. Yeah,
you need the lucky hat.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, the gift shop is one of those things. Like I tell people, buy more than what you think, just because when you're home, you can't get it. You can only get it that week. And those gifts, like they remember, those are good. Like that's a memorable gift you can give someone.
People love Masters stuff. People love Masters.
Yeah. That's one of the things that we tell people. They're like, can you tell us anything like we're not thinking of? And I'm like, make sure that you have some good running shoes and you've done some walking, and that that's really the biggest thing.
The dog agrees. The dog agrees. He agrees with everything
my
you
dog,
said.
I need to close the door. I'm so sorry.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. 1 second.
All right, good. Well, John and Randy, if you have any questions for him, this is the guy to see for Masters tickets. I didn't want to embarrass him. People line up. They line up to get his tickets.
Does he just sell tickets to the Masters, or does he do all sporting events and Masters is like his specialty, but he does everything?
You'll have to ask him.
Yeah,
Marcus,
I heard that. I thought that. We used to. That's how we started. We started years ago. Obviously, I'm from Indianapolis, in the Indianapolis 500, right? The biggest spectacle in racing. And, my family is well known here in town. They had some gas stations and things. And a friend of my father's was a caterer, and he did most of the catering out at the track. And he had access to, tickets through that channel. And so, back in the day, you had the big bag phone, you put the little ad in the newspaper, right? And, people came to town and, you bought for double face and you sold for triple face. That was kind of the Indy 500. And the big brokers would come to town, the national guys that would have national orders from corporations, because back in those days, the Indy 500 was that type of event. It was a big national event. So I met those guys. I was young. And one of them said to me, actually at the Final Four, which is also in Indianapolis every 4 years, he's like, have you ever been to Augusta in 97? And I was like, I've never been. And he's like, I need some tickets. I've got a house rented. You can stay in one of the rooms, come help me. So I did. And, I did tickets for all events until pretty much the Super Bowl in Miami, when the Colts played Miami, or the Colts played the Bears. We were local, obviously almost double local with Chicago right here. It was a really good event for us. And I left there, went to Augusta, bought a piece of property. I still own it. And I kind of just said, I want to be great at something, not good. And I just went full bore with the Masters. So to answer your question, I only do the Masters. I have a lot of connections, a lot of friends that are in the business. One of the biggest brokers in Las Vegas, LasVegasTickets.com. They're fantastic, great guy, local guy, been around for many, many, many years. Ken Sulky, do things with him. I'm sort of their Masters guy, right? So there may be a guy that does U.S. Open tennis or a Super Bowl or a show in Vegas or something, and you just kind of know who to call with respect to that event,
cool,
so to speak.
What do you own that's so cool you have bought over the years? What do you actually have? Is it the first Masters? Is that right? The badge? Or explain to people what you have real quick.
Well, obviously we're in the Masters ticket business. So, I was collecting them over the years, the old ones. And my collection had grown, and there's a lot of collections out there and people have a lot of them. But, as you learn, the 1934 Masters was the very first Masters. It wasn't even called the Masters before the war. It was called the Augusta Invitational. And so the 1934 ticket was the first year. And then I was able to acquire, there's 3 in the world. Augusta has 1 that are known. And then there's another person who has acquired 1 who's in the kind of collector business. And then this one came about. It was local in Augusta. The family had passed away, given it to a family member who's really not into golf. They put it up for auction last year. This time I got it Sunday of the Masters. In the auction is the 1934. It's signed by Bobby Jones. It's signed by Walter Hagen.
Jesus.
It's signed by Horton Smith, who won the first Masters, and 10 other people that played in the Masters. The one unique signature I feel is cool, and some people, don't give it as much credit, is the very first club pro ever of Augusta National actually played in the first Masters, and he's also signed that ticket. So I think,
wow, very cool.
And then beyond that, we've built our collection to where we're only 6 years away from having all the years that's been played. So, and we haven't been able to locate anyone else that has the full collection yet. We're looking, and I believe there's some out there or something out there. It's a big world. It's a big country. But cool. We're in search of that. So our goal really ultimately, Crack, once I bought the 34, there's only 3 known. So you have to have the 34 to have them all, right?
Yeah.
And
cool.
And so the idea is this is the 89th edition of the Masters this year. And what we were trying to do is have all 100 by year 100. And we think that would be something special.
Nice. Last question I have for you. And this is a good one. So if someone wants to go, it's their first time going to Augusta like Randy, what do you suggest he does? Comes down for a Wednesday and maybe see the pro-am Wednesday and then the main tournament on Thursday, or maybe he comes in Monday, Tuesday. You want to see someone live. What do you recommend someone that wants to come in for any 2 or 3 day window? What do you recommend?
Well, first up, we want to talk about budget, right? Usually the practice rounds are a little less than the tournament days. Wednesday at Augusta National, let me correct you, Crack it. We call that the par 3 tournament in Augusta. We don't do a pro-am.
Right, par 3.
Okay. But that's okay. And that's a big day. Wednesday is a very popular day. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday seem to be over the years sort of the corporate, that's their big 3 days. The Monday, Tuesday, and then on the back end, the Saturday, Sunday are more of a fan type of ticket, or your European folks that come in from overseas. They like the weekend, and your fan. The corporate guy likes to get there during the middle of the week, obviously take a few days off work, and then go sit in his chair and watch it.
So what if you're on a budget, though? I want to know about the budget guy. The guy that wants to just see it. It's on his bucket list. I want to come in for 1 day, get to go to the gift shop, get to see Amen Corner, get to go. What do you recommend? What day for them to go?
Yeah, it's the weekend, Saturday, Sunday.
Wow.
Right?
That's unbelievable. That's unbelievable that Saturday, Sunday is cheaper than Wednesday, right? That's unbelievable.
Wednesday's the most expensive ticket.
Wow, that's unbelievable.
Yeah, and right now Mondays and Tuesdays are as expensive as Saturdays and Sundays. So like, yeah, so like the weekend, like Sunday, how could you go wrong, right? Like it's championship Sunday or Saturday, they start a little later, the cut's made. It's a great day. It's moving day. The traditional pins sort of start coming out, and only thing we can't control is the weather.
Yeah.
They slick those greens up for the weekend, and away we go.
Well, listen, guys, we've been on almost an hour. Marcus, we appreciate you coming on, and we'll have you come on the week before the Masters for like a 10-minute clip, just saying that we got some last-minute deals or something. We need some deals, Marcus. My guys need deals. We need like $3.99 day passes or something. I know it's impossible. I'm joking, but
we're working on our comp system for you, Crack. I see a lot of your ex posts. You're banging on them about the comps here. I see you keep everybody in line out there.
Well, good. No, it's a great event, and I talked to my buddy Frankie last night, who John knows, and he's going. So I'm probably going to go. I didn't go last year. I went the year before. I'll probably go this year, and all good.
Bring Randy, bring John. Y'all are more than welcome. Y'all know that. Like, I mean,
nice.
It sounds like, it's like this big thing, but it's just sort of normal for us. Like, so you just come and hang out, and the next thing you know, you're walking in. You never know. So
yeah, no, that's what I did. That's what I did last year or 2 years ago. I actually got some passes from people after they were out there the whole day, and they went out 7 a.m. They were done by 3, because you'll be spent by like 12-1. You're like, all right, I got to get out of here. You go back, and I got to use some of the people's passes on days I wasn't even planning to go the full day. It was pretty cool. But well, we appreciate it, and we appreciate all you guys watching us and subscribing, liking. We always appreciate that. And we'll see you next week on Wise Kracks.